Okay, let's go. So the Paradise Group 11th annual meeting. We've done this in April now, so it's been quite a while. And a lot of you guys have been with us from the start. I think Axel, BOG, Smoothy has been quite early as well. Shola is a very early member. Carl is very early. We have a lot of people who are very new here, and a lot of people who unfortunately couldn't attend, but will be here in the next meeting that's also very early. But let's just start here. Let's see. So the index for today's meeting will basically be a very important thing and what is important for you. More or less, just basically some questions for you guys. Properties, that's going to be quite interesting, I think. And then group activity at the end. So let's get it into it. So what is important for you guys about the Paradise Group? Let's see here. Is it the mansions, the amenities of the mansions, the looks and comfortability? Because the question I'm going to ask you in the end here is basically what makes you want to come to the Paradise Group, basically come to Koh Samui with us. What is the most important for you, basically to come with us, and how can we help you with that? So let's see here. Is it the mansion? Okay, here's someone's mic. Just give me a second here. Is it maybe the price that you want lower cost? You want to save more capital to be able to invest it yourself? And of course, you'll get a little bit less of a mansion in that case. Is it the people and the network, the people you're going to be living with, the network ability you're able to have in your house? So, what do you think is the most important for you guys? Everyone can unmute your mic and we can discuss a little bit here. So is it the price? Is it the mansions? Or is it the people and the network? Carl, you want to start? What's the most important thing for you?
I mean, of course, right? It's very nice with the price, but you can live cheap and everything. You live really nice. But I'd say the main thing for me would be the people to network with, because the price is like, yeah, nice, it's cheap, right? But if you have people to network with, you can build better businesses. I mean, there's tons of people in here, right? Tons of people doing different stuff. You can learn from each other, definitely, right?
Completely
And
agree.
there's just a lot of money to be made.
I
I know a
completely
lot
agree
of
with you
people
on that
here are
part.
running businesses, and there's a lot to be learned. You can probably collaborate. Like the guy hosting events in Thailand, for an example. Yes, that's an amazing way to collaborate.
Yeah, that's so cool because everyone has their own business basically, and a lot of ways your guys' business can help other people's businesses to basically expand. So for example, the guy with an event hosting business, he can help us in the Paradise Group expand a lot. And if someone has, for example, an advertising agency and someone has a, let's say for example, you have an Instagram account, they may be able to help you to expand that. And I also like the part that Carl bring up the people, because you're also be able to basically request the people you want to live with. I know a lot of you guys basically are concerned that you don't want to like get in a house with someone who's a no good person, who doesn't want to do work, who doesn't want to do business, who are not clean, who doesn't do anything for the house. So what we're able to do is that when we're going on a trip to Tokyo, you're all gonna be able to request the people you want to be basically living with, so you don't have to have that issue. I think that's quite a good one. Issa, what's most important for you?
Nothing too specific. I'd probably say the people as well.
Mhm.
But a good combination could be good as well.
Yeah, so you basically want all the aspects, so like a big mix of everything.
Yes, but most importantly, I'd probably say people as well.
Yeah, I agree with you on that part. Nils, you wanna go?
Yeah, I'm with all of you on the same points. It's the people can make a lot of good connections, and it will help your business a lot, I think.
I agree with you there. Pontus, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
What do you think?
I would say like Isa. I think all of them are pretty like good, but I would say the thing that like is most important for me is the people. It's
Yeah.
what makes me want to do this.
And of
I
course,
think that's
at a
what
good price is
most
also
people
good.
think.
Yeah, but the price is also very good in my opinion. Like, if you're in the starting phase of a business, it doesn't. It just helps a lot that the prices are low as well.
Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Be able to live like actually really, really nice for a cheap price is always a plus.
Yeah.
Really quickly, can anybody else see the stream? I can't see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, me too.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh my page. Hang on.
Okay. And if you guys can't see it, just restart the stream and everything. But I think most people here are able to see it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Smoothie, you wanna elaborate? What do you think is most important for you?
For me personally, I think that networking is the most important one because it's really hard to find like-minded people, and, especially for me. Like I live in Sweden, and all my friends are kind of lazy and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, like live with people who are also like ambitious would help me in my like journey.
Yeah, Smoothie bring up a really funny story when I talked to him before. He said his marketing teacher in school is a 70-year-old man. What the hell does a 70-year-old man know about the new digital marketing phases? Like he told them,
Yeah.
get ad in the new local
in
newspaper
in
for a
the in the
dropshipping store.
newspaper, like in the newspaper.
Like imagine selling like a some digital thing on a newspaper, bro. That's not
Oh
relevant.
shit.
So the education system was a little bit behind right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Isaac is he doesn't have a mic right now, but G Axel, do you have a mic right now, or is it a little bit too late? I know Axel, it's like 3 a.m. for you.
I'm here.
Okay, good.
Also
I'm
brings up
sorry.
a good point there, Smoothie. Because also not only that, but when you live together with like-minded individuals, like you say, it becomes kind of competitive. So if you ever got cat like slacking, you're like tired, you're lazy, you better know that
Exactly.
everyone else can be on your ass.
That's what I love so much. If, for example, Carl starts being a little bit goofy, he sits around playing video games, he doesn't want to go outside, he just doesn't know good, we all can just start bullying Carl for not doing anything. But
Nah.
in a fun manner, not like being mean. Actually, want to elaborate? Let's see if we can.
I don't want to say too much, but the network quite self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's just simple words, because I think that's the most important thing, the network as well. BOG, what do you think?
I've not spoken in forever, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You know why? Bro, for me, it's the people day long, man. Because you can live anywhere, you can have a property anywhere, but you know what? The things you learn from each other, I think that's what we need to take out from this. I think that's the main priority here. And what you're surrounded with usually, makes up for your mindset. So, like the last person said, I really agree with that. How if somebody was to start slacking, the others can just push and motivate you. So, for me, it's the networking as well, man.
Yeah, and as you guys probably know, if you have good friends who like the things you like, you can have fun with them anywhere. You can have fun with them in a tent, and you can have fun with them in a McDonald's. But then just imagine if you find people you can really have fun with, and then instead of doing it in a tent, you can do it in a mansion like this. I would probably say that's the best of two worlds. So let's go over to the next one. I think everyone has gotten what they want to say here, because it's quite a easy question, it's just yes or no. Does anyone want to elaborate a little bit more, or do you think it's fine to move on to the next one?
I think that it's not an opinion thing. It's more like the right answer, because this is
Yeah.
the main purpose behind the whole Future Paradise Group thing. Is that like for networking?
Exactly, it's for networking, also for prize.
I think we're all on the same page. So,
That's
Yeah,
good.
boys, if anyone ever feel like you want to tune in, yes, feel free to speak out.
Exactly, you don't have to wait too much. So let's see here. This is also a good question I want to ask you guys. I really want you to think about this. So, a question we have for you is basically more or less. And what I mean by this is either more people, lower rents, less people, higher rents, few big houses, or more smaller houses. So how this will basically work is that you either go for these bigger mansions, but of course that comes with more people, you understand if I mean. So for example, this might have like 6 bedrooms, but we want a little bit of a lower price, so we might include another bedroom and build it ourselves. So that will have a little bit of people in the place, but you still have a private area. Would you rather have more people, or maybe a little bit of a smaller house and less people? So maybe a place like this with only 3 people, or a bigger place like this with like 8 people. What do you guys think? Because the thing it comes with is that if you have bigger houses, you'll have to take in more people to get the lower rents, or you have to give higher rents to the people living in the bigger houses. And the smaller houses, you have to get like a little bit lower rent because it's smaller houses, but it's less people, so the rent will be a little bit higher in that sense as well. So what do you think?
More people, more opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd say less houses and yes, more mansions rather than splitting it out in small houses everywhere.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys on that part. Because I believe that if we are all in basically like a big one of this, I like this story a lot. If you, for example, are 3 people in this house, and one person is very negative, he might start to become a little bit depressed, he might not work as hard, he's starting to fall off basically. It becomes basically like a cancer, because negative emotions is quite easy to split off over to other people. I think all of you guys know that. If your friend is very like negative and or your parents are very negative all the time, you won't be too happy because it slaps off on you, you know? So, for example, Albert Einstein, if you know that is, I think most of you guys know, he's a very intelligent man. He had a company once, and he kicked a guy only because his face. Now, you might sound that's quite like maybe racist, whatever you think it is, or maybe it's a little bit against how he looked. But the answer to why he kicked him just because of his face, that the guy was always looking very sad. He looked always very, very intrigued. He wasn't ambitious. He didn't really care what happened. He just had a very bad-looking face. He didn't care about anything, pimples and everything. You know, he didn't take care of himself. And the reason why I kicked him, he did just say this just. Anyone above the age of 20 can keep track on how happy they look on their faces and how their skin looks. Like you shouldn't be able to have like so many pimples on your face. You can always keep track on how you look on your outside, you know. And also you shouldn't be like, negative towards people because that will just split off on the entire company. So I believe that if it's only 3 people living here, it's gonna be hard to motivate that guy. But if you are 8 people, it won't be too hard. If you get what I mean.
Definitely.
I wouldn't say not just that, but also let's say you want to talk to someone. It's a lot easier if you live in the same cool mansion than you live like in different houses without in a neighborhood. Oh yeah, you go to his house, he's not home, he's at the supermarket, you can't find him. It just becomes more of a mess, and like living together is much more structured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also a good
Totally
part
agree.
becomes like if you're in this big house, you'll always have someone in the house, so you can always talk to someone. If you're in the smaller house, maybe 2 people are out surfing, and then you're just home alone, so you can't talk to anyone, you know?
Let's also not forget the mansion. They're a lot cooler.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
They're a lot cooler.
So the other
Yeah,
people haven't
key
talked
point.
yet. Just put your voice out there. What do you think? More or less.
I think it would be much cooler to have a mansion.
A bigger one, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else wanna? We're all basically on the same point here. I think we most want like bigger houses.
We
More
could
people.
list
Bigger
some,
mansion.
if anyone
Bigger
can list
mansion,
some positives and negatives with both alternatives.
Like BO?
I mean, for me personally, I would
Well, I said
say
big mansion, more people.
Yeah. What do you think?
100%.
What do you think, Keltonis?
So for me personally, I mean, I kind of already live in a big house. The size of the house doesn't really matter to me, but like if there's like a neighborhood of mansions and the community could kind of all be like, so regardless of the size of the house, you're kind of near everybody. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. I'm still kind of tired.
I think we get what you mean. So if, for example, it is one small house here, then you still get like network ability between these people. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, well, it doesn't. I mean, they don't even have to be small houses. You know, like
These
I
ones aren't even
live
small.
in
It's
an
quite big.
huh.
So
Say again.
no, these houses aren't even too small in my opinion. Like this is a very good
Yeah.
size, and it has a big.
Well,
pool and everything.
I still can't see the stream,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'll take your word for it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Okay,
It
then I
looks
get you.
cozy.
Yeah, they look quite good.
But for me, like, yeah, the biggest thing is the network ability. So, like, kind of regardless of the size of the house, what is the access to other people? And again, for me personally, this would be kind of like a getaway,
Yeah.
kind of like I'm already going to be working kind of in that area, but if I just need to take a breather from the people that I was already with, I could come and hang out with some new people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you on that part. And a lot of you people might not be able to do something online, and if you probably want to like switch between your own country and this country, it could be a good like switch of your like lifestyle. So for example, if you live in Sweden but you don't want to commit fully to live in Thailand, you can of course do it like this, that you spend 6 months a year just working hard in Sweden, and then you save up that money and then you spend some of it and try to make a business when you're in Thailand. So you're able to get like a switch in your daily life. Still, you haven't committed all your time over to Thailand in the beginning, you know? So let's see here. I think everyone has gotten to say what they want to say here.
Mhm.
The other one. This one is quite interesting. I've sneak peeked this to a couple of people. This is more in the future, so it might not be too relevant for you guys now. But let me show you here. We got in contact with a real estate firm, and they started to list a lot of these new houses they're building in Thailand, and more specifically in Koh Samui. So they're listing a lot of these smaller beautiful mansions with like 3 bedrooms, all of them, as you can see here. It's all from the same property owner, and they're building it right now. So it's basically, I can show you it here. Just give me a second. A lot of you guys want to get into like the real estate market yourself, maybe want to purchase your own house in Thailand. So this could maybe be an option for you. Let me pull it up here. This is, for example, one of the houses they're building right now. It's a quite beautiful mansion actually. I think it's 3 bedrooms. $198,000. It's currently getting built. Yeah, I think it's just very good looking. And it's only $198,000. It's barely anything. Best location on the entire island. A swimming pool, jacuzzi. It's just very, very good in my opinion. And if you do it like this, you take it in calculation here. You want to buy it with someone else. So it's 198,000. You take that divided by 3 people. That's only $66,000 per person, and you're able to get basically like a mansion like this. Now I think that's a good price. Then we also have this one, for example. Let me see if I can get it up. Let's see here. This is one of them. I don't really like this one too much, but it's quite good. It's also getting built. Has a little bit more cozy feeling, but yeah, it looks quite good. $311,000, 3 bedrooms. It's about 100,000 per person. And then we also have this one.
Gustav, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Have you like thought about like showers or bathrooms? Because if let's say you're renting or buying a mansion, right?
Mhm.
And there are lots of people, so there are a lower rent, right?
Mhm.
How can you fit all of those? Like, if let's say there is 12, maybe even 15 people living in a large mansion,
Mhm.
and there's 2 showers,
Mhm.
and everybody has to shower like once a day, let's say, for example, you know.
Mhm.
So all of them have to split the showers throughout the day, or
It's
We're
not
gonna
gonna
be more showers.
it's not gonna be a big issue, that part, Christoph, because we have like the detailed plans and everything, how it's gonna look, and we have gotten the listings. And if, for example, the other mansion I showed during the presentation, if you saw that one, the very big mansion, that one has 8 bathrooms with showers.
oh yeah,
And it's
excellent.
only 6 bedrooms, so it's 2 extra showers. And usually in a house, you have 1 shower per floor probably, but it's a little bit bigger houses, so it's probably 1 shower per bedroom. Now, that just means that everyone will basically have their own shower and all of that stuff, so that won't be too much of an issue. And even if one person have to share 1 shower with another person, you don't shower for more than an hour per morning, you know, so it won't be an issue. I don't think, at least.
Okay.
But if that comes down to it, I'll just have to find a solution, or we just don't the place. But this is another. I like this one a lot. A lot. I actually like this one. It's very good. This is a very new one. It has a entire private gym here, and then it has a tennis court outside, which is accessible if you get a membership if you buy this place. So you get a tennis court included. This is the full gym you get in your house. It's really good looking, in my opinion. It's this house. It's getting built. It's a 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom, garage included, 2 cars there. It's just very good looking, in my opinion. It has a gym, it has a tennis court included if you want to do that. So I think this could be a good option as well for the people who have a little bit of a higher budget, but still wants a cheap one. This one is also very good. I can show you this. I like this one a lot. It's actually built. So this is one of them. It's in Chao Weng Beach, the best area in all of Thailand. It's very beautiful in my opinion. It's super good looking. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 260 square meters. I think that's about 3,000 square feet for the people who use feet. Here's the floor plan. Here we go. And the price is 284,000. And if you divide that by 3, I don't know the exact math, but it's less than 100k per person. And then we can do a little bit of a fun experiment here. As all you guys know, I live in Sweden. Let's go on Hemnet. It's the biggest Swedish market, basically to buy your own first real estate. So we can check Stockholm, our capital. This place is $630,000. So it's triple the price nearly of this place. Is this really nearly triple the looks of this other place?
No.
No, it's not. It doesn't have a pool, doesn't have anything. Then we can take a lot more examples if you want to. This is just an apartment in Stockholm. It's not too good looking. Like if you go inside of it, it doesn't even show inside because it's so ugly probably. It's another place. Like just look at this place. It's not like good looking. 7 million for this shit. It looks like a treehouse, man. Why the hell would anyone live? Like you see these monkey rings here? Do you think I'm a monkey, bro? That's so dumb. It's triple the price of this place. How dumb are they? So it might sound a little bit high, $300,000 nearly, but if you take the mathematics here, do the calculations. You take 284,000. Let's just take 284,000, and then you divide that by 3. It's only going to be 94k per person. And then you can get this ugly place, this shit, for $1 million, $1.1 million. It's a lot more expensive. So what I mean is basically you can get a lot of good like real estate deals, and I believe that the Western economy is going down a lot. So if you want to get in basically like a good deal, I think that Thailand is a great option. So just take this in consideration in the future if you want to get into the real estate market. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And what do you guys think about this? In the future, would that be something you'd be interested in, or do you wanna like keep living without Paradise Group maybe?
Ooh.
What do you think, Carl?
Personally, I would want to live with the Paradise Group. I find that as a better option for me.
That's what I want. I'm just
Because
bringing
also
it to you
it's
guys.
buying houses. I also think it's not as smart because you want that location freedom.
That I agree with a lot. I agree with that a lot. But still, you get the investment of owning
Yeah,
properties.
And
a lot of,
also the oh yeah, you say first.
yeah, so a lot of people don't think of house as a liability. They think of it as an asset. But if you basically study the financial statement of something, a asset is something that brings money into your pocket, and a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. And if you're not renting out the house, it's a liability because you're not making any money from it. And a lot of people get super mad when I tell them that the house is their biggest liability, it's not their biggest asset. So, for example, I told a old lady in my city, one of my teachers, I told her before a year ago that her house is not an asset. She said it's her biggest asset. It's like our economy teacher. And she got so mad, she started screaming and everything. Like they just want to see it as an asset because that sounds good to them. But they have big loans, they have nothing in their money, so it doesn't put any money in their pockets. It's just bleeding money for them. So if you don't find any like good situation of where you could actually rent this out, I don't think you should buy it.
But I do believe that these houses in Thailand, since it's like a growing population and it's very cheap and it's in a good locations, I definitely believe those houses will go up in price with.
Yeah, I tell you, you'll make a lot of money from rent. If you're able to rent this out, this place here, you see this?
Yeah.
Do you know how much they rent this out monthly for?
No clue.
Everyone could get this, I guess. What do you think they rent this little shit house out for a month?
Monthly.
Is it Thailand? Yeah, Koh
Yeah,
Samui.
Thailand. Guess what they rent it out for a month for?
Maybe 3K.
Everyone can guess. And then you can take in consideration what we do. We do like 750 for our places.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Okay.
What do you guys think?
What 750 for what?
You know, our mission, the one I chant in when I do like the interview with you guys. You know that one is gonna be 750 to $1,200 a month. You know.
Like the big one.
No, the one you know I've talked to you before. You know, the one in reference pictures. Our server. It doesn't really matter. Just guess what you think.
Okay. I'm gonna say 1,000 on the. No, wait. I'm probably gonna say
2K.
less. Wait, 1 month, 1K.
Okay.
Because it's Thailand.
I'm gonna tell you what the real number says. They rent this out monthly for 5.5k a month.
What?
Damn.
That's insane. And if you buy it, it's so cheap. Like if you want to buy this island, it costs 300k.
Is it
But if
just
you-
because all the tourists? I'm guessing.
Yeah, like they make so much money from tourists just renting it out, so they don't sell it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So let's go over to the other point here. But for right now, I don't think you guys are too interested in purchasing, but just keep that in mind that you have the ability to do that later, because we have some contacts in that field. So, I see that a lot of people are in the meetings usually. We had like, I think 35 people, 45 people in our peak meeting a long time ago. But I don't see too many people being active in the chat. I understand that many people don't want to spend too much time in the chat. So is there anything you guys want in the chat or something like that? Any events, any discussion nights that you want added to the Paradise group to get to know each other better? Or is it anything like you just want to add into the server to make it better? Request anything. If you want poker night, say that. Just anything you want. I'll see if I can get it done.
We could have some type of event. Everyone got together, and everyone could kind of explain what they do, right? So then we can kind of see, who's in the same field, who can work with who can benefit from each other and learn from each other more if you're in the same kind of field.
Anyone else who has any other like things they want, so I can make them more active in the server? Anything that will make it more attractive for them?
I think Kalle suggested a good idea. Like maybe have some discussion nights.
Yeah,
with like business orientated.
I think so as well. How often do you guys think it should be then? If we want to add that, because the meetings right now are bi-weekly, so it's every 2 weeks.
So it could be the other week, you know?
Yeah, and it could just be everyone that wants to tune in can tune in, and these ones are more obligatory, you know?
Yeah, this ones are more informational.
Yeah.
And that could be more like collaborational. You can find other people to network with.
Okay, so who would want that? Everyone like who wants that can say yes. So who wants to add a discussion night every week that we don't have this meeting, where they can just discuss what business they do, anything about finances? Does anyone want that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay, I'll add it.
Sure.
I'm not sure. Like, could we like put it at another day than another day?
Yeah, we could just maybe put out a poll in a Discord server and ask people when it's the
Yeah,
best time.
I could do the announcement with the polls there, and you guys can vote on a suitable time for everyone. I think that would be the best. I see someone wrote there in chat. Let's see here. Yes, okay, Majid also wants to do that. Perfect. So let's go over to the next slide here. Oh, no, I'm not done here. Okay, sorry. The last thing I was gonna say is that a lot of Swedish people, I've gotten already 5 or 6 people who wanted to do a meetup in real life. Because you guys know that the Tokyo trip is basically a verification process, in the sense that before people want to move in with us, I have to verify them in real life, so I know they're serious. We don't want any serial killers, we don't want any weirdos, you know, moving in with us. So it's a big part is for safety also, is that we get good people inside, so I can see them in real life before I actually take them out. And the people who can't make it to Tokyo, maybe you're Swedish, or maybe you're from London, Spain. I travel a lot to those places. So if you ever want to do a meetup, I can just verify that you're actually serious. We can absolutely do that. And the Swedish people, I know you guys have been talking a little bit, some of you at least, about doing a possibility of a meetup. Would that be interesting for you?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
And
I think we just have to schedule a time with all the Swedish people in a call, and then we kind of see where's the middle point, like where's the closest area to everyone.
Yeah.
Where would you guys want to go then? Like, I saw some people suggest Liseberg in Gothenburg just for the fun of it. Like, imagine like 12 people who's all into business just go to Liseberg and have so much fun, and then we go out in like the city. You know? That could be quite cool. We
Yeah.
want to go to Stockholm or wherever you guys want to go.
Could put out a like everyone could put suggestions.
Yeah, that would be cool. We could do an
Yes,
idea.
you know,
chat on
we
that.
would have to think about it.
Yeah, I think we'll do a meeting, all of us Swedish guys, and we can discuss that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Liseberg. I mean, it's kind of cold right now. It's starting to get cold.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be right now though.
You don't want to go there in the winter, you know.
No, you don't wanna. You don't want to. Anything good, like fun thing? I don't want to go skiing because that would be like it's hassle to get everyone to do that. You see everyone fall. Isa, do you know how to ski? Are you good at it?
Nope.
No.
Brother, I've lived my whole life in Dubai. What are you talking about?
That's what I mean, bro.
Skiing.
There's no snow in Dubai.
Yeah, that's too Swedish for me.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Oh shit.
But I think meetups could be a fun one to do with the Swedish people, and it's also
Yeah, I
quite
totally
good.
agree. I was going to suggest that.
Okay, that's amazing. So let's just start the discussion here for everyone. I know a lot of you guys like business, and let's just like basically drag off the everything to start off here. What is needed to become successful in your opinion in the finance world? I know Smoothie had a good explanation when I said that I don't think everyone can become successful. So how I like to think of it is that I'm gonna just take the scenario for you. Who would you say is more successful? I'm gonna say 2 people here. Either a person who comes from the streets in Malaysia, basically his mother is abusive towards him, and his dad as well, and he comes from literally the streets making $1.5 a day, basically barely making it, being very depressed. Or a guy from for example, let's say Dubai, who was born into a very rich family, who they all have oil money, they're millionaires, nearly billionaires, and he becomes a millionaire. The Malaysian guy are able to become like a trash man in America, garbage man, and he makes like 50k a year. Who is more successful? The guy who becomes a millionaire in Dubai but his family has like 500 million, or the guy who comes from making $1.5 a day from Malaysia and then making 40 to 50k a month or a year? I mean, who do you think is more successful?
I'd probably say that success is the difference between where you started and when you and where
Exactly.
you
That's what I agree upon you.
and that's
Completely.
that's
Definitely.
something. Let me
Mm.
mention another thing. So the Malaysian guy, he has an advantage because he's living in a very uncomfortable zone in comparison to the one who's living in Dubai, who is basically having fun. And I mean, the one who was living in Dubai is probably living off his family's money. So yes.
Very
Exactly. Like a lot of people think that yeah, if you don't have $1 million, you're not successful. But what they often forget about is that not everyone comes from the same starting point. So a successful person to one person could be a lot like don't sound successful to you, but in the aspects of where they came from, they are very successful in that aspect. So I like that's what I mean. I say when I said that everyone can't become successful, I meant that in a very way. I didn't mean that in being successful in improving their life. So, Carl, how do you say that everyone could become successful?
I'd say most people work very, very hard, and like if you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, and you like put in your hardest work and you genuinely try, I think most people could become successful, but not everyone.
What do you
Some
guys
people
think?
are just not built for it.
Smurfy, what do you think? You had an explanation last time.
Yeah, I think that everyone defines their own success. You know, I think that everyone could become successful because success to somebody doesn't necessarily mean success to another one. So I think that everyone could be like, for example, I kind of measure success in money and many different things like having a great physique. But to someone else, success would maybe be to just be having a family or something like that. I think that everyone could become successful in their own terms.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That sounds good. Because what people often forget about, what I'd like to think of is, everyone cannot become successful in everything. So, for example, a guy who's like foot can't really become a basketball player because genetics plays a big role in that. You have to be very tall. The same with for example, let's say a swimmer who has very short arms and not big hands can't become a big swimmer or a good swimmer because the greatest swimmers in the world they have extremely large hands. Michael Phelps I think has double the size of a normal person's hands, and everyone can become successful, but they have to find their own area where their basically genetics and their talents matches the best. So I don't believe that everyone can become successful in the real estate world because everyone don't have the brain to be able to do that in the real estate world. But they might be able to get very good at like programming, for example. They might be a very good programmer. So you just have to find the field that basically fits your genetics because unfortunately genetics plays a big role also in business and your intelligence and all of that. Many people get very discouraged when I tell them that because you can't really do anything about it. But it's unfortunately the truth. Genetics plays a big role in everything you do in life. But you just have to find where your genetic is the most suitable, because you can always find somewhere, I believe, and then you just have to go for that. So that's what I think. How would you define success, Isa?
As I told you, I'd probably say the difference between the start point and the current situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So no one would say like if you don't have $1 million, you're not successful. I think everyone has the same
I
point.
mean, net worth is not a metric of the success.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can be successful in very many different fields, whether that's money or your strength or body or whatever you're trying to progress in.
I agree with you on that as well. So let's just do the other one. I think everyone's on the same level on that one. How do you define success then? We already actually did that one as well. But how do you define success yourself? Like, because I, for example, I don't define success as being a garbage man, you know? I define success as me being very much more successful than that. So, Carl, what would you say is your successful point? How much do you need?
Well, it's just my success. How I would define it is, like Isa said, comparing my starting point to where I currently am at. And that's the same with you, right? The reason you wouldn't say that you're successful as a garbage man is because your starting point is better than that, to the point where you can become a lot better than a garbage man compared to the dude who started at a way lower starting point.
Quite. I know what I want, man. I define my success when I have my Lamborghini Murcielago, I have my Rolex Oyster Peripheral Daytona. That's when I define my success, and I live in Thailand with the Paradise Group. That's how I define my success. But I think it all depends on how you are as a person. That's when I feel like the most comfortable. But you shouldn't become too comfortable, guys. Don't try to strive to become a garbage man, because I believe you guys can become so much more than that. So don't strive for that, my friends. Don't be comfortable with being a garbage man, even if you're like a cleaner right now,
Yeah.
guys. Come on. Shola, do you have a mic? Is ready right now? It's been a while since I talked to you.
I do.
Let's go,
Listen.
Shola. What do you think?
How to define success?
Mhm. Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, obviously, there's no single way. Like, there's no, what is that word? There's no single way to tell, whether someone is successful, to define success. I mean, as long as you know what you want, as long as you know how to define success for you, right? I mean, for someone like you, or for someone like me, it could be simply reaching a very big goal, something that you said you were going to do and you finished it, something significant, right? People have different meanings and different ways of defining success. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think everyone has their quite similar to that. I believe that I might have a little bit more materialistic on some parts, but money versus freedom. What do you guys think? It might say money is freedom. I agree with you on that part, but how I mean is that basically, would you rather say you would make a lot of money? For example, if you are a guy working for a very big company, you might be the CEO for it, or a CFO, but you have to be there every day for 8 hours, but you're making like $2 million a year, but you don't have any semesters. Would you rather live in like Thailand, Bali, making like 2.5k a month and living very good there, but you don't have to work as hard, you know?
Yep.
Anyway, what would you
Bro,
guys say?
can I go back to the last point for
Go
a
for it.
second?
Go for it. Go for it.
For me, to define your own success, it pretty much depends on what you live for. Like, for example, you might be someone who lives for charity, right? You might want to feed kids. Let's just say you want to end starvation and somehow you find a way, you build something, an accommodation or, a building that provides for people that are in need. And then you might have made 1,000 kids happy, 10,000 kids happy. Or you might be a fan of boxing, for example, and you might want to teach people the sport. And then you have your own club. This way you taught people, you feel successful. Or you might just want to provide for your own family, have something to leave them and your grandchildren.
Yeah.
So for me, to define your own success, it depends on what you live for.
Yeah.
You might not always want to be the richest man alive, because your goal, your own goal, your personal desire might be met before you die. So it all depends on what you live for, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. You usually forget that success is not only measured by wealth; it's measured by a lot of aspects in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very good. I like that a lot. Pontus, money versus
Yes,
freedom.
bro.
What do you think?
It's a really good question. Feel like I feel like money, but I feel like freedom is a big part of your life. But I think this is a part of a stage, because I feel like if you start out to get freedom, you have to go through the money stage. That's how I feel. So if you would have to start like going for this really big job. You
Okay.
have to like
Mhm.
sacrifice your freedom to get freedom. That's how I think.
Yeah,
That's how I
completely
would
agree.
think.
Completely agree. Yeah, sacrifice a couple of years to reach that freedom. Yeah.
Exactly. Hmm.
But a good quote I like from Marcus Aurelius is that when he died, basically, back, he was a good philosopher, also emperor in the Roman Empire. You guys probably know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he died, he said that he wanted his hand to be outside of the grave and all his basically belongings being spread outside the coffin. And the reason for that, he said, is that when you die, he wanted them to show that you don't go to grave with your belongings. You don't go to the grave with all your materialistic things. You don't go to the grave with your money. So how I like to think of it is basically this: if you have worked for 50 years and you've made so much money, but you have worked like 12 hours a day, never taking any vacations. If you're laying there on your deathbed and you just see a lot of numbers on your screen, would you really feel that satisfied? You haven't spent any of your money, you haven't done anything fun, you haven't done any good experiences, but you have a very like high network and a high number on your screen? Or would you feel more like satisfied just trying to do what the money gives you to do, you know? Because I believe that money is a vehicle for freedom. Money itself is not really valuable. It is what the money can buy for you. And the main part, what I'm trying to get to you right now, is that the experiences you get is more important than the money you have. Don't try to define everything as you should have a lot of money, because it's more important. For example, if you can live in Thailand with 2k, it's much better than living in, for example, USA with 20k, but you aren't free. Because it's much more fun to be able to have you guys, like grilling and doing barbecue, living in beautiful mansions, just having a lot of fun in Thailand, than to like slave your life away at a pension farm or something like that, or pension like calling company in America. But you lie on your deathbed and then you've done nothing in your life, but you have a lot of hours on your screen. So I believe that freedom is much more important than money, because money, like the Buddhists say, is just all humans just are very greedy in the nature. Like if you are a millionaire, you just want to become even richer than that, because you start comparing yourself to the people richer than you. So you want a bigger car, a better car. When you have a Lamborghini, you want a better Lamborghini. When you have that Lamborghini, you want a signature exclusive model Lamborghini. You like never are satisfied. That's why you see all these billionaires, they're slaving away trying to become richer. So that's how I like to think of it. Carl, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely choose freedom over money. But then again, there has to be some correlation where you work and you sacrifice a few years to get enough money to the point where you are financially free and free.
I completely agree with you, like guessing that part. Because many people just think that you can become rich and then you just do whatever you want, but you have to sacrifice a lot of years in the start, or it depends on like how good it goes for you. And don't buy lottery tickets. That's what I can say. Work hard instead. Smurfy, what do you think?
Money versus freedom.
Mhm.
I would definitely choose freedom, and I think that most people would do that. Kind of self-explanatory,
Exactly.
you know.
But we're just saving money right now to be able to get the freedom.
Again, can you say again?
Like we're basically saving the money right now to get the freedom we want, you know.
Yeah.
And I want a
Okay.
little bit more money than I need, because then I can buy the things I want. Just because it's fun. Anyone else want to add anything on that part, or we're good? Isa, you want to add? Axel? POG?
Well, this is a very nuanced topic, but shortly I'd probably say freedom because it gets you the money. So that's how it works.
Ooh, that's interesting. Do you think freedom gets you the money?
Yes.
You want to elaborate a little bit, maybe?
I mean, even if let's say that you lose every single asset, everything that you have, you can still start again. New, fresh beginning.
Ah, I get what you mean. So if you, for example, are slaving your life away, you've lost time, which is a limited thing, but money is not a limited asset. Is that what you mean?
Not exactly, but
Because that's a
yeah,
good takeaway, because time is definite. You don't have as much time as you can able to make money, you know?
exactly. Yeah, that's something to agree.
I
I
like
can
that.
agree with you at this point. Yes.
Yeah, I think I've gotten a lot of takings away on all aspects, that a lot of like changing in the views of what I think from this meeting already. What is the perfect life for you? Does anyone have like the perfect life for them? Because I have step by step everything I want to do in my life written down. Pontus and Carl probably know how like pedantic I am at like writing down everything I want to achieve. So
Yep, it's
Carl,
quite the detailed list you have.
yeah, I have everything. You want to list some of the things I have?
I mean, I know you have your car, your location, what you wanna do, like even down to like color the car is gonna be and how it's
Up
gonna
to the
be
ties and
driven, like
everything, you know.
everything, bro, everything. He has everything in detail.
I even have what the color ties I want, bro. I know everything.
Yeah.
So Carl, what's the perfect life for you?
I haven't really thought as much about it. Of course, first things first is move with the Paradise Group and actually get our businesses actually working, earning a lot of money, of course, becoming financially free, time free. Then it would be very very nice just to be able to wait. After moving with the Paradise Group, it would be very very nice to earn enough money to then buy a Lamborghini. I've always wanted to have a Lamborghini. Like ever since I was a kid, bro, I had posters on my wall of a Lamborghini, so it would always be nice to have the dream of mine.
What type? Like Adventador? You wanna go for a Murcielago like I have? You wanna go for whatever? What do you wanna go for?
No, I'd say an Aventador. I mean, I had pictures of all of them, even Ferraris. I've had pictures of, but I'd say a Lamborghini Aventador. You know, they're very good looking. Yeah.
But you're the same as me, you know. Me and Carl, you guys probably don't know this, but I've known Carl since 2015 or something like that. And I met him actually online, but we met in life a couple of times in real life because we both live in the same city. But I met him in a Fortnite lobby or a CS:GO lobby, I can't remember, 2015,
Fortnite, yeah.
something like that. And it's expanded a lot since that time. But when we started discussing this plan about the Paradise Group, it was more me, and then it elaborated over to the Paradise Group. So I might explain this a little bit shortly to you guys. It might be a little bit of a rant, but I think this should be quite fun. So how it all started was that basically I was super tired of living in Sweden. I like thought, yeah, I can't do this. I got my first summer job. I think it was like 12 or something, and I cleaned like you know, apartment buildings. I cleaned their entire like the stair houses. You know, the big stairs. I went there with my little what's it called? What's it called? Vad heter borsten nu egentligen?
Brush.
Yeah, I went like a big brush, you know, where you like take away the garbage on the floor, and then I had like a mop, and then I stayed there for like hundreds of hours. It was so annoying. So I slaved my life away on that part. I just knew at like the age of 12, this is not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move away from this shit. Sweden is so great, so boring. I don't want to live here. So I talked to Carl, and then we thought about Thailand. We just looked at Thailand. It looks so beautiful. Then we found Koh Samui, and I've always liked surfing. I want to learn surfing so bad. When I was like, I think it was 8, I bought a surfing board, and there's no waves where I live. So I sat with my surfing board on my on my trampoline, and someone jumped, so I would like try to imitate the waves, you know. So I always loved that, and I knew that we have good waves for surfing. So our plan from the beginning was to move when we turned 18 exactly. We were gonna move to Thailand, Koh Samui, and then we're gonna live off our own built shack in basically in the jungle, and live rent free there and just surf and have a lot of fun and just live there free. So that's how bad we were to be able to move away from Sweden, you know. So we've dreamed of it for quite a long time. So it's quite cool that it's coming together now. It's only 2 years left, guys. We're less than that actually.
And yeah, and then from there the plan changed a little bit, and
Yeah, it changed quite a lot. Now it's
yeah,
fancy. We have a shack in the jungle.
now
So that's
it's
just the
more
story.
money being made.
Yeah, like it went from living in a shack in the jungle to now going for mansions. That's quite cool. Pontus, what do you think? What is your dream life, man?
My dream life. I would say like my dream life is to be able to do what I want to do. Like if I want to go somewhere, I want to be able to do it. I want to have like opportunities for myself and not be limited to do stuff. But I would probably like want to live somewhere with other people, like you guys maybe. But I think I would just, like I said before, have opportunities. If I am able to have opportunities in my life, I think it becomes easier. I become happier. It would just be a good life, in my opinion, if I have a lot of if I am able to have opportunities.
So you just want to be free then, completely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's most like the biggest for all of us.
Yeah,
Smoothie,
that
I
can
don't
be solved by money.
exactly. Smoothie, I don't know your plan actually. I haven't talked to you much about this type of questions. What is your like? What do you want to do?
I don't think there is like a perfect life for me, but I definitely have like a list of things that I want, and it's kind of obvious like financial freedom, and have a lot of cars. But also I want to have like a family with a beautiful wife and just live like well, not in Sweden because Sweden is kind of fucked up and it's definitely declining. So maybe like have a beautiful wife with a mansion in Croatia or something in the Mediterranean Sea, something like that.
I like that. Any specific city in Croatia?
No, I haven't looked into it a lot, but maybe Split. It's
Yeah,
very nice.
yeah, I've heard. It's very nice there. But I think that's also a good part. Because I think the Paradise Group is going to be the biggest part of your guys' life between the ages of 18 until you're like 30, 35 maximum. And then after that, you're probably going to go away to get your family, you know. But I think we're going to have a good time when we actually are there. BOG, what do you think? I don't know too much about what you're great right now. I know you're outside like driving on road trips all the time.
Oh, that is a deep question, man. I don't look at that in a materialistic manner, if you know what I mean. For me, the perfect life would be uh knowing everybody that I care about has everything that they want, and me being able to make that happen for them. To be honest, that would satisfy me. You know, have you ever been in that where
Your mic
a
got cut out.
money solves a big problem that only money solves, and you don't have that to help them with it, if you get what I mean.
Okay, so you just want to help people out, basically, like get good life
Pretty
out of
much,
people.
pretty much. Like, I'm not talking about, being a hero or something. I'm talking about the people around me, the people that I care about. Knowing they're satisfied, it would make me pretty much complete.
Like changing someone's life is always more fun than having a Lamborghini. Because
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
always with you for
for
your entire
example,
life.
bro, I have my uncle can't have children, because either the problem with him or the wife, I forgot, but my uncle can't have children. And this uncle hasn't been, really close with me all my life, but I know that affects his surroundings and it comes back to my mother somehow. It's my uncle from my mother's side. So if I was able to help, because it was very costly, the um medicine, the treatment that it requires, and I can't help with that, So that's just one thing that's always reminds me. If I had the um capability for it, I can just provide to people that need help around me, and that would satisfy me pretty much.
That's very noble. That's very, very noble.
Yeah,
I really believe that that's a good trait, because a lot of people don't care at all. They just want their beautiful cars and all that. It might sound a little bit like I want that as well, but of course when you get the money, you can of course help people out as well, Like,
yeah. I mean,
exactly.
like you can only do so much, for yourself. If you have everything you want, that's the perfect life for you as a person anyway. But that's not what people really might, live for. If you care about your surroundings, you might be the person you care about, and they need help that requires freedom. You can give them that because you have it. Then for me, that's how you're complete. It doesn't really matter having a house there, having a property everywhere you go, but you might, be connected to somebody in an emotional way or blood away, and you can't help them. Then that's not complete for me, man. It's
Yeah.
all about being able to be positive and helpful to your surroundings after yourself. That's the power that I seek in life, to be honest. Like, I've always, got frustrated when I can't help somebody close to me, because then I feel too powerless.
Yeah.
Real power is being able to support anybody you want in any way you want, bro. Simply put, pretty much, you know.
Yeah, you feel very powerless when you can't really do anything about that.
Exactly.
Hey man. No worries, Isa. It's fine, man. You got into all the like informative parts of it. Let's just see here. So any
I think what
markets?
you said is very true. Like, especially personally, I would never be able to like buy a Lamborghini if I knew someone else needed help first. That would be like way too selfish. Like, I would never be able to do that.
Completely right, but I won't go out and just help anyone
Right.
I like anyone on the streets, because
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, go out to random strangers on the
It's not
street.
about,
Yeah,
it's not about
nice.
yeah, it's not splashing your money away. It's not splashing your money away and
Yeah,
flicking money to
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I'm
no.
not that caring, unfortunately. I want a little good stuff for my life as well.
He's going around to everyone you see, like, oh, here's some money. Not very good.
So, guys, any markets which you think right now are quite lucrative that people should get into? Because I know a lot of things are happening right now in the world. The BRICS countries are going together. I can talk about that more later. The opportunities are basically, as you guys probably know, you're quite financially literate. You know, when markets go bad, basically when the bull goes out the window, the bear goes up the stairs. So what that basically means that when everything goes bad on the markets, a lot of opportunities comes, big opportunities on the market, because you can buy everything at a discount. Real estate prices are down like 40% in Thailand. You can get at a very big discount. That's what I'm gonna do at this right now. Um, A lot of other like markets are down a lot. Stock market is down a lot. That's just some of them. A lot of opportunities right now for you guys to make a lot of money. Because when the biggest like time in the life, when everything goes very very bad, that's when the most opportunity comes. If you study basically the Chinese language, crisis means two things. It means opportunity and when things go bad. So when things go bad, it comes a lot of opportunities for you guys. Not too many people get stupidly rich in a very good economy, but you can buy a lot of good things in a bad economy, and then when the economy goes bad, those assets will go up a lot of in value. So do you guys know any good like asset classes or anything, any markets which are good to get into right now? An idea? Quite hard this question. Carl,
I know that oil is really high right now.
what's the gallon price for oil?
I
Liter
can
price.
check it right now. I know that it have
Or
like
spot maybe.
over tripled.
I think it was when when Biden basically
Yeah,
bombed the Gulf Stream pipeline,
yeah, the pipeline. Yeah,
Yeah.
or
they
he
tripled the
didn't say.
prices immediately.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's so bullshit what they do right now, in America. Smoothie, do you know any good markets right now to get into?
I'm not that like looked into it because like right now I'm just trying to stack money and acquire money instead of like trying to multiply money. So I haven't looked into it that much.
Yeah.
I know
Sounds
one
okay.
thing you can do is look at what countries are currently like sending help to Ukraine. For example, if like some country is sending over tanks or guns, then that country is of course gonna have to supply themselves with new tanks and guns. So then you can buy into the companies that supply those countries with what they need.
Axel, Axel, you hear man? It's like 3 a.m. for him right now. It's insane that he's still awake.
What's up? What's up?
Do you know any lucrative markets? You're getting into the cleaning business right now, right?
Drop servicing.
Yeah. Drop servicing. What's that, Axel?
Like it's not like online drop servicing. It's more like local. So you hire like for example custom T-shirts. So you reach out to like schools and you get another like custom shirt printer, a business to help you print out the shirts. But you establish yourself as the company.
Ah, okay. So you help them
Something
with.
similar like that, like cleaning service, plumbing service, and you hire other affordable service providers to do the service for you and to take the margin.
But you don't have to like have the risk of the bleeding cost because
Yeah,
you don't
you
own them yourself.
yeah only advertising costs.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Let's hear.
So only cost for advertising?
Yeah, because he just pays a service fee, which is covered basically. You know, like SMMA. You know, you
Yeah.
just hire a random marketer from, for example, India, which is cheaper,
Oh yeah.
and then you just take the middle cost between because you do all the
Okay.
advertising.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's basically what it does with services. That's quite smart actually. I like that. Anyone else
I'm
got any?
hearing green energy. I'm hearing green energy is profitable in the long run.
Yeah, if they going with that bullshit, Bill Gates and all of those World Economic Forum, I think it can be profitable. I have investing in a lot of those really like prospective uranium companies. I've done that for a while, and I believe that uranium is the future for green energy. At least I don't believe that solar is because when it's not sun or when it's not like
Yeah.
what's it called, like windy, you don't get as much energy. It's not reliable.
Especially now when there's more and more technology being made, and there's going to need more and more electricity, more and more power.
Yo, Kamalonis, your name is just C right now. C.
What's up?
You found some interesting markets right now, you know? You're in event hosting and then you also found some other very lucrative things. You don't have to give them away, just
Yeah,
any input on them?
well, I've been kind of doing music since I was a little kid, and like my dad and my uncle were in bands, and I helped them set up the audio and stuff for that. And whenever I was in high school, I did theater, and I did like the technical theater and production side as well as performance. So I've kind of just been doing this a lot, you know. I know how to do lights, sound, LED screens, projections. I know how to hang curtains or run a fly system or set up a comm system or conference rooms, any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so if you know your market good, it comes with opportunities then, I presume.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's very high demand for people like me in my location right now. Actually, my business agent. I had a friend from high school that I was trying to get to work with me about a year ago, and he was like, man, I'll think about it." And my business agent just ran into him in Austin. It's the capital of Texas. He just ran into him there, and convinced him. And I like ran into him at work the other day. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah.
really like that.
So I mean, yeah, so like people. Like the people I went to school with, we got a collegiate level education. So like most of us are actually working in the field. Um, and yeah, I mean, I've got connections with this market as well. So if you need like a full team of people to help set up, because you mentioned something in Japan, if you need like a full team of people, I could put that together.
Yeah, an event for us when we're in Japan, yeah. That's really, I like that. Yeah, that could be very good. And I like what you said there, that if you know your market, it comes with opportunities. That's basically what I think you meant to say. Because a lot of people goes and look for opportunities, but they don't know anything about anything, so they don't know how to spot the opportunities. For example, if you're very good at the sound thing and you find a new sound company who seems to do very good and you know that it's good technology and all of that, it comes with an opportunity because you have inside knowledge that other people don't have because you don't know the field as good as you. So when you don't know anything about anything, you don't find as many opportunities because you have to find something that you know anything about. So for example, I'm getting into export import right now, being heavy in that, and if you just master that skill, you can know a lot of things in that field area. Same with the service thing that Axel does, and I believe the same could probably be said about trading if you study a specific field. For example, the guy who sent up like satellites
Yeah.
in space, and then you could basically monitor the oil levels, basically prices depending on how high like the fluctuations were with the oil barrels. You know, if it goes up or down. That's like, if you
Yeah.
get a lot of knowledge, you can make a lot of money. So
Yeah. Knowledge is power.
yeah, completely agree with you on that part. So BRICS gold-based currency. I know Smooth, you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Anyone else know what that is? Harley know what that is?
No, I don't think so. No.
So you guys know the BRICS countries, right?
Yeah.
Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Yeah.
I don't have so much time left, so I just want to let you know.
No worries. We only 5 minutes left. Then we're done.
Okay.
Quite a long meeting.
Let's do the after.
Then
Still,
after
yes.
that, we do it. Yeah, we do the call after that. Yeah, completely right.
Nice.
I'll give you a call after the meeting, Christoph. No worries. So all these countries are coming together, and they're trying to basically decentralize the dollar. The dollar right now is basically the world reserve currency, which means that when anyone like does trade in oil or in something like that, you have to do it in dollars, which gives America a lot of power. But they're still the biggest country in the world in debt. I think it's like 40 or 60 trillion in debt, and it's gone way above the debt ceiling, which they predicted. So these countries, Russia, Brazil, India, China, South Africa, some of the biggest countries in the world, the biggest economies, they're going against USA right now. They don't want to trade with their currencies no more. They don't believe in the American dollar no more. Because in general, before in 19, I think it was 67, the American dollar was connected to gold. You know, when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, it's not no longer connected to gold. So right now, dollars doesn't have any value. It's not connected to anything. So people are
Yeah,
just
it's
doing
fiat currency.
exactly. So it's a basically transactional value only because you believe in it. It doesn't have any actual value. So these countries, they're tired of Russia, like America having all the power. They don't like it. So they're going together and they're creating their own world reserve currency, but they're doing it with connecting to oil and also with gold, more specifically to gold, but also oil. Which means that every, like for example, Chinese yen they're connecting right now, is going to be connected to a certain amount of gold, which is makes it like less inflation, but it also gives more like seriousness of the currency. So they're doing it right now in the world, and we've also recruited, I think it's Argentina, Japan they're taking in, Thailand I think they're going to take in quite soon, and all these countries are going against America right now. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is a good thing?
I mean, yeah, I think it's a good thing. It will definitely stop the inflation if this is possible.
Like
If they can.
because it's basically like gold is a limited resource. You can't print it out of nowhere. You know, you have to have a certain amount of gold to have a certain amount of dollars. That's what was before at least. But right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
they can just do whatever the hell they want, and then they just introduce ETFs like or did I don't example CDOs something like that. It's basically like currencies which are only existing on your phone, like decentralized or centralized currencies, digital currencies. CDOs I think it's called. Yeah, I think it's CDOs. America is introduced right now. London, what's it called? England. All these countries are going together and they're creating a digital currency instead of having fiat currencies. So they're trying not to remove the physical dollar right now, America, and they want to do a fully, what's it called, digital currency, which means that you no longer have any proof of owning anything. So that's quite scary.
That is quite scary. But I also do believe that the people could actually like it, because they are probably quite tired of the inflation rates.
How wouldn't the currencies hold the inflation if they're being able to print in the money?
What do you say?
They will still print money. It's only that it's money only in your phone. So it's only digital money. It's no
No,
longer
I'm talking about the BRICS gold-based
oh, the
currency.
bricks. Yeah. The bricks I love. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
Because then
yeah.
it's actually connected to something.
So I think people will actually be really excited about that, so don't get like insane inflation rates, losing money.
Yeah.
All the prices going up.
That's very good. I like the bricks a lot in that part. But what we also see happening right now in the world, which I think you guys could be a little bit concerned about, is that when they have all your information because of TikTok, because of all the cookies, because of everything you share on your socials, they know a lot of things about you. Your social security goes down a lot, you know. But then they will also introduce a currency that's completely digital, which means that they have all their money digital. And it's no longer that you can just hide it under your bed, hide it under your pillow, and it's not safe. It's same with electric cars. You know that Tesla could actually turn off your car if they wanted to? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Because you can basically buy upgrades which makes it faster or slower in a Tesla. So you can also turn it off. And then when you have money connected only to online, do you know that you can your bank account and not like take your money from you? It's insane what's happening right now. So what you saw in Canada, for example, this is happening in real time. Trudeau, their what's it called, the president, he literally froze. I think it was 15,000 truckers who were protesting against the coronavirus that they had lockdowns. He froze their bank account, so they couldn't use their money. Is that really a democracy when people can literally freeze all your money, all your assets, because it's all digital? That's what you should be quite scared about. Then they can just stop your car from working because it's completely digital. It's no longer like gas. You can't drive it, or it's like has upgrades and everything. They can literally freeze your bank accounts because it's all like online. So I believe that you should be quite scared about that. Also, the World Economic Forum, if you guys know what that is, it's like the biggest like group. It's Bill Gates and all of those people. Like I think they're worth like $5 trillion. They literally post on Twitter. I can pull up the article here if I can find it. Give me a second.
Are they for that thing?
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna.
Yeah. I could already guess that.
I'm gonna pull up the tweet for you, my friend. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see here.
I think that making all that digital is giving the governments and corporations too much power.
Too much power. A lot too much
Way
power.
too much power, yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys the tweet. Take this in consideration. This is one of the biggest companies in the world considered. It has all the world's biggest things together. Like it has Bill Gates, all of the richest people in the world, Soros. Like a lot of these very, very powerful people are in this forum. No one will own anything. They literally posted this on Twitter straight out. They had another article, but they said this. Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, I have no privacy, and my life has never been better. Is that really something you want posted?
No.
I own nothing, I have no privacy, and life has never been better. So they mean that they want to have full control over you, that you own nothing, that you have no privacy, which literally shows what I just said. They can literally turn off your car if you don't like what you say. They can literally freeze your bank account if you don't like what they say. They know everything about you because the cookies and everything in your phones. Have you read the terms of agreements in the TikTok? Has anyone read that?
I've seen videos about it. It's some
like
scary
super
stuff that
long
you
or
agree
something.
to.
It's very long and it's very, very dangerous. They literally say that they can have all the chats you send in SMS, in Snapchat and all of that. They can have access to that. They can also have access to your entire contact list. They have access to all your photos and what's it called, video clips from your camera roll. So and also your what's it called, like your No phone. So they have access to all that because you agreed to the terms of service in TikTok. So it's becoming quite dangerous right now how the world looks, and I believe that the Western world is going down the drain, and you should really try to escape to. That's why I like Thailand so much. You don't have to worry about these problems there.
Hmm.
Don't you think? Don't you guys think it's quite scary? Smoothie, I know you guys have a little bit of concerns with this.
Yeah, it's very scary. But have you heard of Vivek Ramaswamy?
No.
It's a guy running for president in the United States right now,
Is it the Indian
and
guy?
he's gaining a lot of traction. Yeah, Vivek.
Yeah, I know him. Vivek. Yeah, I know him.
Vivek. Yeah, and he's basically anti World Economic Forum. He's anti ESG scores.
Yeah, I
I
like
really
Vivek
like
a
him.
lot.
So, like, if he were to become president, I think he could do a lot of change with that.
Trump is also pro taking away that stuff in a lot of senses.
For sure.
He also wants to defound basically the CIA and all of those deep state companies, is included to that because they do a lot of illegal stuff. Um, the deep part of basically the United States state, and they impeach like 4 times right now. They're trying to put his trial exactly when he's running for campaign. So they're really doing everything they can to try to not make him become president. And I think it's gonna end down to either them killing him or they're gonna introduce the postal votes. Mark here, they're gonna try to introduce coronavirus again so they can do postal votes, and in that sense they can do basically election interference, in the sense that they can just put out all the voting ballots from the Republican side. That's what happened last time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Anyone have any more to elaborate on that part? Pontus, do you
No,
have anything?
nothing.
Just
I
don't like
agree
it
with
as
you
well.
guys. Yeah, exactly.
Do you see anything about that in America right now, Cameltonis?
About Trump and him
Yeah,
like getting arrested and
like
stuff.
everything between the digital currencies, between Biden, between all the prices, the green stuff.
I haven't heard. Well, I haven't heard anything about Trump after he got arrested. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't really heard much about it. Prices have been kind of crazy, but I don't know. I
Where do you
get paid
live?
enough, so it's not too bad.
Where do you live in? Was it Colorado?
No, I live in Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Yeah, the property in Colorado is an off-grid like vacation house kind of.
Oh.
We built it ourselves. I laid out all that gravel by hand. It was literally tons of gravel.
Okay. You laid out. Oh, wow, that's impressive. Well, what I think right now, guys, it's becoming quite late for us in Sweden. We've gone over for 1 hour and 20 minutes, and it's no longer that you guys stay in the meeting. It's just a ramble. I have to go off to a meeting with Christoph right now, talk a little bit with him. But I appreciate you guys coming to the meeting. I think you got some knowledge at least from what we think here. And we also shared a lot of these important things here, for example, with what you value the most, so I know a little bit more input on that. We also get to know what you think about this, ownership and all of that. One last thing before you go. I'm gonna pull this up. Just give me a second here. For everyone who hasn't filled this out, feel free to do this. It's just a very, very short form. It's only like answer a question yes or no. So you can do this whenever you feel like it. I'm gonna send it in announcements. There we go. Just check announcement and I can see forms there. Just fill that out when you have time. And I thank you a lot for coming to this meeting. I hope you guys had a good time. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you next week or in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
See ya.